fly away.
Keep going.
When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
Okay, let's go. You left out the little thing in between the choruses.
In the morning?
No, you started singing the second chorus too early. I'll cue you.
It's hard to come in on the chorus.
I'll give it to you.
I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. Oh, when I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Someday morning, when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away, morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
I'm not taking any of this right now.
I know, I didn't see you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away, oh glory.
All right, you see, I'll just keep pointing you in like that, okay? It sounded good.
Very good.
Age.
Huh?
Age.
That's all right.
Raspy, but that.
I'll point you in. I'll point you in.
All right, you gonna do another one?
How's your
Oh,
phones?
we're going to do about 4.
Is that the first one?
Nope.
No, we're rehearsing it because I wanted you to. Oh, come on.
I'm just kidding.
We're going to do about 4. Here we go.
All right.
I wanted to let you get warmed up. You
All
got
right.
something to drink? Got water there or
I
anything?
got water. Hold on a minute.
You got
Hold your water.
It is H2O, by the way.
yeah.
H2O.
You
know
got a
what?
sleeping
left
bag.
out the
Gary's gonna
hydro.
keep you in there for a while.
What we do here is we want to make
will.
we want it a little more exciting, so we have H3O. Okay, here we go.
How's your headphones?
Fine.
Are they
You
good?
hear?
Okay.
Are you hearing the click track?
No. Do I need to hear it?
Yes.
It's on 8, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
All right, I'll hear it.
we're gonna play you a little music, and then you
I
set
hear
the.
it now.
Well, we're gonna play you a little music, and then get the click track just so you can sing to get. Let him go ahead and go on down in it a little bit.
Not yet.
Well, well, let it go a little bit longer so some of the music is against it.
Yeah,
so,
well, I was ready to record. I think he's ready to record too. So.
well, if we don't get the click track right, it's gonna be pointless to record.
No, he's got it set.
Okay.
He's listening to it. So
Let her go.
here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. There we go.
I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll
Let's
fly
start again.
away.
Let's start again there. Let's start again. Don't get ahead of me. We're gonna start. We're gonna start there on the second verse, and I'll give you the count in.
Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away, oh glory.
That's exactly what was supposed to be the answer.
I know we put a word on it. All right. You want to rest or start doing another one?
Give me just a second.
All right. That's complete number one. That's a whole take of number one. Make sure you project a little bit more on in the morning.
Project Project a little more.
Yeah, or you could even go in the morning. You don't have to do
In the morning.
it. Might be better because it's pretty low, you know, and it's not in the it's not coming out right.
In the morning. Okay.
Yeah, and we've changed so much about this song, it ain't gonna hurt to change that little in the morning.
Okay. Let's try another.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah.
I'll fly away in the morning,
In the morning.
or in the morning. Anything, but not.
Higher.
Yeah, just so just so you don't go down low. Now you got ahead of it right on the very first two lines. So watch me, kinda.
I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Some that morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
I'll give you. That's right. Start right at the beginning of that. I'll give you 1, 2,
Okay.
3, 4. Huh?
Got you.
Okay. Give me all the breaks.
I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away, oh glory.
All right. It's getting there, getting there.
Now, he ought to be an example for everybody.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Really.
Amen.
He does a good
You can
job.
overcome if you want to.
Oh yeah.
You know,
think if
I heard-
really want to.
I heard
I
somebody
could
make
not
a, I heard
believe
somebody
that.
make a comment to him one time, and he really has a sense of humor too.
Oh yeah.
But I heard somebody make a comment to him. They said, that, you know, it was a stupid question. They said, "What's it like not to have any arms?" And he said, "I don't know. I never had any." He came back just that fast,
Oh, yeah.
man.
That's kind of like somebody said, you ever seen
And the
Mon-
guy was embarrassed and asked the
said,
stupid
you
question.
ever
It
seen
wasn't
Monty
me.
Mills have a $500,000 home? I said, no. I said, well, he hasn't either.
Well, the funniest thing I ever saw with Tony was when he lived in Dallas. He used to have this little boat, an ugly little duckling they used to call it. So he'd go out and he'd launch that thing by himself, right? So I go out there one day and he says, "Oh no, don't worry, you just sit back." And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching him, and there was a line of boats trying to launch. And so when he opened the door, nobody got out. And then when he put the back down of his car, and they noticed he didn't have arms, then everybody started getting out of their trucks and their cars, and they're all sitting there watching him. So he backs it up, puts the back down, sits on the back, launches the boat, sits on the edge of the boat, cranks it, goes and docks it, and then comes back.
Oh.
Man, these fishermen are like, their mouths are like, wow.
Hey, would you play, before we do another cut on Al, would you
Oh,
play,
goodness.
let's say, the last cut we did on Tony?
So to go what?
Yeah, it's
The
going to
last one. Here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Going fine.
Here, sit down. Listen up. This is the last
this
cut.
is
We
your-
We have 4 cuts, but this is just the last one he did, the last full one. I just wanted you to hear it.
Volaré, oh gloria,
That was him for a minute.
volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, bajaré, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, bajaré, ya volaré. Al morir en un himno amanecer, ya volaré.
You got the moves right all the way through your
Dios nos llama a su costa celestial, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, bajaré, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, bajaré, ya volaré. ¡Hágale un poquito más, amigo!
Yeah, I want to copy it.
Yeah, I make it.
Pocos días faltan, cansado estaré, ya volaré.
I got
A un mundo lleno de alegría, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, bajaré, ya volaré. Cantemos. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, bajaré, ya volaré. Ahora sí, puedes subir al cielo, está con nuestro Dios. Te quiero tanto, te amo. Amén. Dios Jesucristo. Aleluya.
Sounds great.
He got with it, didn't he?
I'll fly away to home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Just a few more weary days and then I'll fly away to a land where joy shall never end. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away.
You're getting ahead of it, you're getting closer.
I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Sometimes won't be when this life is over. I'll fly away to home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
both. See, here you go. Turn up 10. Now this will be in English. The last cut.
I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll
Now
fly
here on into
away.
Spanish.
Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la
There'll be like 30
mañana.
voices with him, and when he was singing in English, there'll be 40
Aleluya,
voices
pasaré,
with him.
ya volaré. Al morir en un lindo amanecer, ya volaré. Dios nos llama a su costa celestial, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré. ¡Cantamos pues! ¡Háganle un poquito más, amigo! Pocos días faltan y cansado estaré, ya volaré a un mundo lleno de alegría, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré. ¡Cantemos! I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away in the morning when I die, hallelujah, by and by. I'll volaré. Volaré, oh gloria. I'll fly away, oh glory. Volaré, oh gloria. I'll fly away, oh glory. Ahora sí, voy a subir al cielo, está con nuestro Dios. Te quiero tanto, te amo. Amén. Dios Jesucristo. Aleluya. ¡Oh! Muchas gracias, te quiero mucho, cantemos.
On in.
All right, now
That was good.
make me a mix that has him all the way, and a mix that has Tony all the way, and then I'm gonna have you put everything we did today on another one of these. I got another one. So we can let me see where it is here. But I want to be able to have a Spanish. You know, as a matter of fact, what you just had there without that Spanish thing covering up, make a mix of that too. So I want one CD that has what you just played there, minus that Spanish cover up. Then I want one English all the way, one Spanish all the way, and then I'll give you the gig to put everything we did today, including what we already had, on this other gig. Okay?
All right.
Known Al since the 1800s. No,
Early 60s.
early 60s. I knew him in Bakersfield when we both lived up there. After I lived in Hollywood, and then what did we cut out there? We just cut some different things, right?
Yeah, I can't remember what they
I
were.
can't either.
In the late 60s.
Yeah.
You
And
call
then
them
I moved.
peanuts.
Then I moved down to Nashville, and then he was down in Nashville, and we cut some really great sides
Yeah,
at
we
RCA Victor.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get Chet to put them out on RCA. I was working with Chet Atkins and Danny Davis in Nashville Brass and Buddy Lee, the #1 agent in town. and I was trying to get him to put them out on RCA, and Jerry Bradley, Owen Bradley's son, was kind of in the mix there, and he didn't like me, and so I never could make any headway with getting him on RCA. We cut an incredible thing called The War. It was a great.
Be very appropriate for today.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah.
But it was about a divorce. Anyway. But no, it was really a great record. And then we just kind of did different things and passed in the here and there in the music business. I was there 29 years. How many years were you there?
Oh, about 8.
So he got smart and left early.
Came back to the old Art.
He came back to the old Arts, and I stayed there until what year? 1999? Something like that. And so I had been murdered, and I had hepatitis C twice from 8 blood transfusions. They gave me hepatitis C.
You got all that.
And then I went through interferon, then I did all this and did all that, and finally I closed my studio and retired and moved up here. And before I retired...
Retired.
No, I did. Before I retired, I worked 15 hours a day. Now that I'm retired, I work 17 hours a day. And, well, Vicki Sue keeps begging for things. No, I'm just kidding.
She's like your muse, isn't she?
My wife is my warden.
Well, they're shoppers.
She
Women
told
are
me.
shoppers.
Well, yeah, I wrote a song. When I die, just bury me at Walmart so my wife would come and visit me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but no, she's like the warden. She said if I ever get another big hit and make $1 million, she said that I cannot leave the house without an accountant on one arm and a lawyer on the other, and she'll be right behind all three of us with a gun.
Well, we'll give the short version. Al came up to the house.
Okay, then, well, he can edit
Al
it.
and beautiful Robin.
Al and his wife came up to the house, and he had a duet album that him and Merle Haggard had done. Then he had a couple of other albums that you had done.
Yeah.
And he wanted to make a infomercial. And,
Yeah.
Let Al tell it.
Well,
but then
I want him to hear them because I've known him for so long. And he seemed to be pretty interested. But then he mentions, him or who?
Jim Lust.
Jim Lust was there.
Mentioned something about no. But I heard you say, Al, there is 80 billion people out there, and a lot of them know I'll fly away. He said, what ought to be done is do this in Spanish first, and
Then Gary said reggae.
then reggae, and then Korean and all that. That got my interest real quick. Real quick.
Yeah, 'cause
I
you never had thought about
that.
the song.
Nobody else had thought about it either. Or
Well,
they
the
probably
reason-
already done it.
No, but the reason I thought about it, I have a friend, Roger McDuff, who has a friend named Daniel Ponce. Daniel Ponce has the #1 television show in all of South America, and he's getting ready to go on 50 satellites all over the world. And he's only 52, but he said he grew up on I'll Fly Away. So when we told him we were doing it, oh my goodness, you're doing it in Spanish. And he has a big church in Southern California, one in Baja and another in Dallas, and he preaches in all three of them every weekend. So he spends a lot of time on the plane.
So Al, it took
But-
a little while to grasp that idea, though, didn't
It
it?
did.
Yeah, but I didn't want it-
Really, it hit me right between the eyes, and I told Robin going home. I said,
He's
"Man."
nuts.
Well, I knew that a long time ago, but no, he's different. Let's put it that way. He's
Eccentric.
different.
Eccentric.
Yeah, but it just stuck with me, and we just kept talking back and forth, and we finally worked everything out and getting it off the ground.
Yeah, but see, the
This
whole
is a
thing, I
start,
knew that
yeah.
I knew to just do it in Spanish was not going to have any meaning, because Spanish is wonderful, but you got samba, you got rumba, you got all these salsa, you got all these things. What I was saying, I kept thinking and praying, what is going to make it so unusual that people will say, man, that's unbelievable. Well, I had always heard about Brazilian montunos. Brazil covers half of the continent of South America, and they speak Spanish, they speak Portuguese, and they speak Castilian from Spain. And so you got a big mixture of people, and Brazil is a very rich country. They're not just, and they got that's an upper class, middle and upper class. And I thought, well, I want to do something, a Brazilian montuno, and I'd heard of it, but I'd never heard a record, because there's never been a Brazilian montuno hit in the United States in English using that tempo. There was an old rock and roller years ago that used just part of a rhythm track, but he didn't do anything else. The rest was disco. So I had Michael as my programmer, Michael W. Davis. He's an absolute genius. And I said, do you know anything about Brazilian montunos? He said, well, I've heard of them, but I don't know anything about them. So we go on the internet under Brazilian montuno, and we found piano instructors at all these different colleges all over the world. And they would show you how to play the piano licks, and they'd show you how to do the claves, and show you how to do the timbales. And so we just took a combination of all of these different things we got off when we Googled all these music professors from all over the world. And Michael sat there, him and I sat there and did the arrangement. I didn't want it to be so strange that it wouldn't work in America, but I wanted it to be authentic enough that all of the rest of the world that does anything Spanish would get it, you know. Mm-hmm. And the montuno is an incredible tempo and rhythm, and as you can tell by listening to it, and it's different. And I haven't had,
I'll tell you that.
I haven't had one person listen to it yet that didn't say, "Man, that's exciting. That's really fantastic." And so now all we got to do is we'll get Al. We're going to do an all Spanish version with Tony Melendez, and then we're going to do an all English version with Al. Then we're going to do a bilingual version where you sing part of it and Tony sings part of it, and then you sing at the end. Then I want to have about 20 voices singing in English on the English parts, and about 20 or 30 voices singing in Spanish, and it won't be the same voices, because that's one thing when you hear records. I want it to sound like a choir, and so you'll have to have some voices that can't sing Spanish singing the English part, and then you'll have bilingual people singing the Spanish. And I think when I get it done, it's going to be a very unusual record, and there really will be no country on earth that can't relate to it, because every country has some Spanish people.
Yeah.
Josh, how old were you when you heard "I'll Fly Away"?
I honestly believe that that's one of those songs that's inherently put into your mind when you, as long as I can remember. I mean, that's, especially Grandma and them listen to.
Have you heard the song?
I came to the Lord in 1972, and I'd been singing it, well, something like that before, but I've only
my dad had a saying when he heard it on the air. He'd say, "That's my little ditty." He called it his little ditty.
What year was it written?
He finished it in 32.
And I said, from your top saint to your lowest sinner is familiar with that song.
Yeah, we were singing it before we were Christians.
Yeah, and it's the kind of song that secular people that don't even like gospel music or won't even sing gospel music, but they'll go around singing that song.
He got the idea of picking cotton when he was 16 years old. He was raised very poor in the cotton fields in eastern Oklahoma. He prayed to the Lord one day and said, "Lord, if you'll just let me fly away from these old cotton fields." When he said that, it just stuck with his mind. He didn't write it to him. He wrote it later years, but that stuck with his mind about flying away from these cotton fields. Then he thought about the old prisoner song, that flying over these walls.
Yeah, yeah.
And that put that together. That gave him the idea to write "I'll Fly Away." And he started it in 29 and finished it in 31, published it in 32. He sold it to the old Hartford Music Company, which we now own, for $3.
Wow.
$3.
Wow.
And it's the first song he had published. Mom said, he said, "Mom," he said, "Goldie," he said, I can't send that off. I don't know it's got anything." She said, "Albert, you've got to send it off. That's a good song." So he's one of these kind that you can hurt his feelings pretty easy, you know, and if you say the wrong thing, he'll just drop it. So she finally talked him into it. In fact, I'll say this one, if I hadn't been to my mom, you probably wouldn't hear a lot of his songs. He sent it down there, and they took it, put it in the book, and what they call convention books. They come out twice a year, and shape notes. They had singing conventions all over the country, and radio was just coming in to Florida, you know, not much recordings. How it got popular was, you sang it at Poplar Bluff, Missouri. They tell somebody down in Arkansas, "Man, you ought to hear this song." That's how it got popular, going around the conventions. And then the Chuck Wagon Gang heard it in 36 or 37, and they're the first one to record it. And that started.
Is the Chuck Wagon the gang the first one ever
the old
recorded?
Chuck Wagon gang.
Wow.
And every song that Dad sent them was 30-some songs. Every one of them he sent, they recorded. They just had to play them. Yeah. But that's how it started. When they recorded it, then recordings started coming in. It's been recorded like 1,500 times.
I would say at least that.
At least, yeah.
So that's kind of the story of it.
Wow. And now you're bringing it to even more people.
Yeah. Thanks to
Yeah,
him.
see now I think that at least I really believe that approximately 1 billion people will hear this song now as a result of this recording when we get it all
And
done.
not only Spanish version, we're talking about Korean and
Yeah, yeah.
Reggae.
Yeah, the reggae version, the Korean
But-
version.
just keep it going, you know.
But what inspired you to write the book title that?
Well, because that was his most popular song. And if you say I'll Fly Away, I'm not saying my Albert E. Brumley is a household name other than he is the gospel film. But here's an amazing thing about Dad. More country artists have recorded his songs than anybody. Every old country artist that you can think of, practically all of them have recorded at least one of his songs.
Yeah.
I'll Fly Away being the most popular one.
Yeah, and turn your radio on.
Everybody thinks it's called quartet
He
music.
set me free.
Quartet song.
I'm going to do a rock and roll
That's not.
version of Turn Your Radio On, but I'm going to
Oh,
call
no, here
it
it
Turn
goes.
Your iPod On. I am.
But
Oh,
what
this
were
is
some-
Don DeGreat, by the way.
Hi, Don.
This is everybody we'll introduce here in a little bit.
What was some of the other songs, Al? I mean,
Well, he wrote Turn the Radio On.
Yeah.
Jesus Hold My Hand.
Yeah.
I'll fly. I'll meet you in the morning.
Right.
If
He
we
set
never-
me free.
Yeah. If we never meet again this side of heaven.
oh yeah,
Rank Strangers, which is a very big song with the bluegrass people.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Stanley Brothers started that back
Yeah.
in the 40s. I'm Bound for That City, which was done by Ray Charles and his singers. I don't know. I can't think.
Well, then about your book, why did you want to write the book?
Why didn't I? Oh, I
Why
wanted to
did
write
you?
it.
I mean, why did you? Why did you write the book?
Because we was getting, people wanted to know more about him, you know, and when I was out doing personal appearances, you'd have to, you sit and talk to somebody and you have to give them his life history. I'm like, well, if they'll just buy that book, they'll
They'll know.
Saved me a lot of talking.
save a lot of talking, and I'm not a great talker, so.
Well, from now on, whenever somebody asks you, just point to your book. Everything you want to know is right there.
Yeah.
That's right. Pretty well.
And see if you put
You know.
this new CD in the back of it.
Well, maybe for the paperback release.
Yeah.
But
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Oh, yeah,
where
there'll
we
be
at?
something done with it, you know.
Yeah.
You can always have more printed.
that's right.
That's right.
Awesome.
I just wanted to play the Spanish version
When is
one more
the
time.
when are you guys gonna put everything out?
Well, right now, the biggest problem we're going to have is getting the background singers in because they all work shows, they all travel, and it's going to be a nightmare trying to get the background vocals on this. But we will. We'll figure out how to do it. The best background vocalists to be on this for the Spanish part will be Bill and Randy Brooks and my daughter Deborah and Stingray. I'm going to have Stingray learn it. And then Tony will come back in and sing background too, like tenor on it. And it's going to be hard, you know, and it will not
And
be
then
hard.
getting into Stefan's studio.
Huh?
And Stefan, how long have you had the recording studio? We got to get some information here about you. Just all your life?
Is it all ran together?
I haven't kept track of it, so I don't
Well, okay, what year did you move over here? We went to your other studio.
From 99 on. you
99 on, we were in the other studio, and you've had
This
this
is his
one for
new-
about 5 years, right?
Probably
No,
something
2.
like that.
No, about 5.
Really?
Sure.
But he's the best engineer around. And he can flat play guitar too. He does sound
Unbelievable
impressive.
electric guitar player. And yeah.
Well, it
You
looks,
are. I didn't know you had that in you, Stefan, until I heard it on that
it
song.
looks like you got the people around to.
Yeah, there won't be any trouble getting the English background singers because my daughter works with Pastor Sam Stouffer, and they've got Colt Straub, his wife, his sister, her sister.
About the bass singer, what's his name?
Mark
Di-
McCauley.
Mark McCullough. See,
Yeah, I'll
Mark-
get Mark.
I know Mark really.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm going to use 5 singers that are with Sam Stouffer. I'll give them each a CD and say, learn this and blah blah blah. And then
That's the way he does it. He hands you the CD.
well, you don't want to go in and waste all the time.
That's what
You know, this one will have it, that one, you get all that. So you give them a CD, say, learn it just like this, and they'll show up and bam, they, you know. But main thing is they show up and then they can stack it 4 or 5 times real quick. You know what I mean? And but the Spanish part's going to be hard. That's going to be hard because you cannot get everybody. Stingray's working shows. Bill is in New York. Randy's in Illinois. And Tony will be starting to travel again shortly, so I don't know, boy.
Well, thank goodness we're going into the slow time.
That's right.
When theaters are closed.
That's right, yeah.
I am now working on getting this thing released.
But Tony,
from Branson.
but Tony travels around the world.
I
so
know.
I know, but he's got to be involved in the background vocal because
I
we
know.
need a. So it's gonna be hard. And if I can get Tony, Bill, Randy, and Debbie and Stingray all at the same time, I'll be doing pretty good because they can. I'll give every one of them a CD and they can knock it out.
So it's still going to be several months before everything's
No,
ready.
no, no.
I think-
No.
Probably spring.
I wanna have it. No, I wanna have it done by February the 15th.
Valentine's Day.
Ah,
I'm on debut it here in Branson through the Branson Gospel. I've talked to Rob Pats, and we're going to be able to do it right here in Branson on the Gospel, and I'll get with you with the
Okay.
schedule.
I want to mention one other thing. Well, I live in Monette.
mm-hmm.
It's one of the few little towns, probably the only little town I know of, that has a full-time Spanish station.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right. Full-time Spanish.
Full-time Spanish station. And we're going to try to do something over there with them.
Yeah,
Yes,
we get Tony to
absolutely.
go up there and you
Yeah,
go up
right.
there and film
And
it.
it's very popular because we got a lot of Mexicans over in that area.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So there's chicken plants all over the place. And they work, and
They-
they'll work.
They'll work,
That's right.
right?
They'll work.
Well, I mean, you know, I worked for years and years. I worked in restaurants and theaters and different, you know, anytime those cats would come in, and that's all they would do, they'd come in and go to work. And, you know, I pick up a couple Spanish stations all around, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
What's really funny now is you go over to the Hong Kong buffet or the Great Wall and they're all Spanish working in the kitchens. There's no Chinese people,
That's
there's
right.
no white people.
That's right.
They're all Spanish working in there. Really funny.
all right, awesome. Well, thanks.
Okay.
Awesome. But yeah, hey, keep me.
Don is a great singer by
Yes,
this.
yes,
Don's
he's a great singer.
Everybody can introduce himself. I used to know him many years ago when I was at PTL all the time, and he was Don DeGreat and Strong Tower. They had a great group. I worked at the Carowinds with him, and I never forgot him. You know, and I had a cassette of his. And one day I just called him, and he says, "What are you calling me for?"
Chris Renfro.
And that's husband Ricky.
He's a
And
great
that's
singer.
Josh Cochran.
When y'all get when you get everybody to do your
Background.
big background,
Yeah.
Oh, we'll call you.
Take
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
They've got me.
Maybe you can learn Spanish,
Al, I
but
do want to buy a book from you
Because I can see
for
it.
him.
hey, you know what, Josh?
Sir,
I'll get you the Rosetta Stone. Maybe you can learn Spanish. By then.
I don't know if you want me to sing in English, let alone Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Vegas.
Was he at the bakery?
Oh, yeah, I done the Gaither show once.
Well, you went up in Alexandria?
Yeah,
I got the
yeah.
local loved it on the upper
They
side.
did
Yeah,
it in
yeah.
Indianapolis when I was on it.
I saw
That
it.
was 1999.
Okay, hey,
Always
thanks,
a
man.
pleasure.
Thank you,
Have
man.
you
Thank you.
been
Yes,
on
sir.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the rundown?
See,
for
we're
you
getting,
now?
we're getting ready to do the Gator style of music.
Oh,
here
you're
in
putting
town.
everything separated on
Yeah,
the
Steve
other.
Rock
doing
Pats,
this.
get ready to
All
do
right.
that here in
I
town.
thought I saw you when I was a kid.
You got a car?
This is his car. too.
That's
Oh, that's all
it.
right.
I want to
Okay.
buy a book for him.
And then,
If you've got one in the trunk of your car. You
well,
want me to go
you're
check?
gonna give you a
No,
CD.
wait a minute.
He's the
I'll
newspaper.
give one.
He's with the
Yeah,
newspaper.
I can all right.
You got any cards?
I know.
I'll take one of your cards.
I know.
Okay, like,
One with
Nice
both
to meet
of them,
y'all.
one with the
Hey,
lead,
like I
one
said,
with
if you
Foley
need
out.
anything,
Okay,
I've-
great.
I've been
All right.
recording all
what
through.
do we got?
Okay,
Put this
awesome.
Josh,
in
he's
There they
gonna
got
autograph
Do I have any of my
3
plastic
minutes.
things
Go,
still over
Vicky.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take care of you over when we go.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, autograph it to him.
Matter of fact, I need to change tapes.
Yeah, that way.
Okay, and then let me find a marker. I better mark on
See,
it.
I'm in Southern Gospel.
This,
Yeah, I'm connected all over the United States.
Hearing enough click track? No. I didn't think so.
I actually need, what is the track on?
What? It's
In this little direct
It isn't on anything. You have
Just
to.
3 and 4
That's
is
why you have to
overall.
tell us what you want to
I
hear.
could use more track, please.
Okay.
What about you guys? Do you know?
More click for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hearing no click in the first place.
See how this is.
Yeah. Don't sing. See how it is. Can we hear what they're hearing?
You want more?
Can we hear what they're hearing? Are we?
Well, hang on. When I do, it'll feed back because this mic will come through. So stand by. Oh, it's because I'm not in record. Sorry. Was I hammering you?
Is that too much click?
Today is January the 14th, 2010, and we are at Roller Music Pro Recording Studio. Greg Roller's the engineer, and Gary S. Paxton is the producer. We have Randy Brooks, Deborah Lynn Paxton, and Bill Brooks, and we're working on the Spanish version of I'll Fly Away.
Now down in the track, and let's just try to stack it and see what it sounds like. Okay?
Yeah.
See, we want to see if we're going somewhere. Okay, now, what parts can we switch?
Studio twittering. I know he's twittering on Facebook.
All right, stack it.
Ricky's
And
actually
remember,
got
the
a
more
picture of him
the longer we
twittering.
go, because we're getting further and further in the song, we need to keep trying to sing louder and louder and louder. I know. And if you need more phones, if you need any change, just quickly holler and tell us what to do.
There's water in here if you need it.
How's about click track?
Here's some room temp water on the table.
How's the click track?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Stacking that same exact thing.
Sorry. There you go.
Okay, now stack that. We got to go to the other three parts.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just. Which part? Let's do that one more.
Is that the pass you're doing now?
Yeah,
Can I give them more? They're old because they weren't timed with it.
Okay, we'll give you a little bit more. Your old.
Yeah.
The other thing is you're getting a little ahead of it. I'd rather you're behind it. Nobody cares if you're behind, but if you're ahead, it sticks out.
Okay.
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 You can give me more click then if you want, because I'm trying to match what we're doing.
I just gave you a lot more. You're old.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Stag it.
Oh, did I sing I sang a hot instead of a natural. Hallelujah. It's hallelujah. Sorry.
We can fix it. We can fix that. All right, go ahead and stack it. Really, we can fix little things like that.
Sorry.
I'll just try to get it right.
Get set, go.
Stack it. Let her just fix that one line, or just her part only.
Instead of because
Okay.
I'm doing it the original way.
Just let her fix her line only on that on that
where
track.
it is?
You know which line? Where is it?
Hallelujah is what it should be. The third line.
Third line. Okay.
Did it work?
Yeah.
I hit record. If you...
All right. Now, that's the stack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we need to go to the chorus 1 of each of those 3 sections, and everybody's just going to sing unison. And it should be down until the last the last 3.
Me go up on the last one?
Yeah.
Okay. On the last, you said the 3.
See, there's unison chorus, harmony chorus, unison chorus, harmony.
Now we have Randy
the third
twittering.
unison chorus, you go up. It's got to go somewhere. See, the whole record.
So we're gonna experiment a little with unison here?
Yeah. Both the guys, everybody down. Okay, there's one place he does something strange there. Listen.
I was going to say it wasn't matching.
Well, listen to it. Okay, just play it for him. Don't
So,
sing.
Debbie, you're not on this first one?
Yeah, she is.
Oh.
She just
Well,
quit.
but my femaleness would not allow me on that low line.
Okay.
Alright, sorry, I just thought maybe.
We're listening to the first chorus because he does something strange on the melody, so we'll find out where it is. Alright?
It's volare, oh gloria, volare in la mañana al morir.
There you go.
Alleluia.
You may go
Ale,
triple.
ale, ale. He doesn't go alleluia. He goes alleluia. Alleluia.
He cuts it off.
Alright, here we go.
Volare, oh gloria, volare in la mañana al morir. Alleluia, passare, ya volare.
Okay,
I was there.
let's stack it.
Happy. It was Elmer, but I was there.
Okay, let's stack it. And we're not going to do any more than 2 passes on the unison ones. We're not going to do as many, you know what I mean?
I heard you be
You
saying.
want a fat lady? That comes in on the
Yes,
third
she
one.
is, right?
Okay, here we go. We're stacking that.
Volare, oh gloria, volare in la mañana al morir. Alleluia, passare.
Let's get the in the manana. It's just not quite with him.
Oh gloria, volare in la mañana al morir. Alleluia, passare. Ya volare.
Okay, let's put one more pass on it so it'll sound more like people. More like more
remember
people.
the alle is the same.
Yeah. Here we go. Another.
Do you want me to do the... Never mind.
Let's go. Here we go. Stacking it again. I want it to sound like a Mexican choir when we're done here. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna pull you guys old passes down more so you can hear him, so you'll do the in the manana with him.
Okay.
Volare, oh gloria, volare in la mañana al morir. Alleluia, passare. Ya volare.
Hey, let's just go ahead ahead and throw the other one on, because the more you do them like that, the more passes you have like that, the less anything shows up that's not quite perfect, you know, because it'd be like a choir on stage, you know what I mean? Let's go ahead and do the last one. Okay, go down to the next unison chorus, same exact stuff. 4 times. Now, do you think they need to listen to it and see if you phrased it any different?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play it. We'll play it for you.
We came all this way.
Vocal this time than what I practiced on the original. He didn't put his tricks on it.
Here we go.
Sorry about that.
Well. Pretty standard. It's pretty standard. Yeah, remember, try to keep getting rid of all the vibrato. Here we go. Stack.
I'm not good on these slow parts.
Well, stack. Let's go.
Makes me want.
Don't worry about it. Don't. Come on.
It makes me want to dance the Macarenas.
Okay. Pull what they just did back a little bit.
I know what you want to look
Here we go, stacking. All right. Okay. Next pass.
Same thing?
Same thing. This will be the third one, right? Keep going, I hope they did that.
No, it's all the way down. You're hearing a lot of that's what they're
All right. One last pass. Keep the vibrato down. This is the 4th pass on the unison. Now on the next chorus, you'll be up an octave higher all 4 times. Okay. Number 2. See, another thing about this kind of a record, the more perfected it sounds, the less commercial it sounds, like it was a choir at church just singing along with it. You know what I mean? I mean, keep trying to do it perfect, but I'm just saying.
No,
it's not as critical. Okay.
no
Third
mistakes.
chorus with a high
No
part
mistakes.
now.
No.
There goes Bill picking up that phone again. I'm going to go back home and check our Facebook page.
Okay, this is
And I bet
Last
he will
unison
have
chorus.
twittered several times.
Or the 3rd.
And we will know what you're doing, Bill Brooks, besides singing
Well,
in
it's the
that
third unison.
studio booth.
We have 4.
Everything's done. You can
Bill
look here.
couldn't live without
Okay,
that cell
all right.
phone.
Everything's done.
Here we
We're
go.
just missing one thing.
Up an octave, just her up an octave. It's still uni. Everything is still uni. She's going up an octave on all 4 parts. Here we go. Okay, number 2.
Can I hear what he did on Fa Side A? It's different.
Oh,
Yeah, he made it straight.
no, he went fa da yeah.
Fell off.
Fell off.
Let's turn it off.
Can we just hit that part?
Fa, sa, re.
Yeah.
En la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré ya.
All right.
Yeah, I'll line up the
Got it.
timing later, I guess.
All right, stack. But remember that every time you come to it. All right, pass number 3 coming up. You guys are good. Okay, 4th pass. And after the 4th pass, we'll go to the chuka chuka pow pows in the middle. Then we'll do the ending, and you're done. Hey, Debbie, on this one, could you just do a little blacker just for the heck of it on this? Yeah. Yeah? Just on this one. Here we go. Okay, now on the pass before we did, the one just before, had just do her part only on the same thing. Do it the same way.
Okay.
Her part only on the pass before, the 3rd pass. Your part only. Do that same kind of thing. Give us some character. And wait a minute. And over pronounce that. Chuka chuka pow pow. Chuka chuka pow pow. You know. Here we go. And you can't hold those very long because the next downbeat comes in right away. Here we go. Okay, 4 passes like that.
I got the best one.
Good. Yeah.
That was what made Third pass.
That's good.
And you can, and on the 3rd and 4th pass, Debbie, you can raise your voice a little. Chuka chuka pow pow. Chuka chuka pow pow. You know, put that on there a couple of times. Okay, here we go. One more pass. That's good. That's good. Do this one up like you did that one. That's funny. All right, great. All right, now we're going down to the end, we still got to put ooze on both verses, but we'll have to get those notes off of the Al Brumley version. But let's go down to the end now and do. What happened?
It was a good first try.
No, Randy left.
I think he had a phone call.
He's bitter.
Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook.
I thought so. Did you put that you're working with the genius?
Oh, and then try to make it nasty sounding, everybody. Okay? All right, here we go. Randy, I'll count after you do about 4 of them. How many of them are there, you know?
I don't know.
Here we go. Just sort of what we just did. Let them hear it first and see exactly how it comes in. Okay. Play back from the first entrance.
I'm getting rid of the part that was off tempo.
Okay. See, it's almost laid back. Okay, now we're stacking it all the way. You got 4, Debbie, and then you go up.
Okay.
Up, early. Run. Somebody was early.
Every time you want me to do
Okay. That's it. That's it. Now, so you used to go down to the second one. So, well, they got that. Let's just do that one while we got it. Then we'll just play it. Well, solo. Can you solo and play it to the phone for the second one?
Oh, where are we going?
Do it.
Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, I see, yeah. We have 2 ways. We got you.
Yeah.
2 doors.
Okay, now replace the first one. Replace the first one so there can't be any ambiguity when we get ready to do the third and fourth one. Pass number 3. Can turn Debbie down just a little bit.
Same thing? Same register?
Same exact thing. Not changing a thing.
Maybe hearing a little of her on the English version as their guide track.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I've got it up to the
okay,
stage.
Okay, good. All right, got it. Here we go.
They will be on playback.
Yeah. Okay, pass number 4. Pass number 4.
My entrance was bad on that third one, Dad.
Okay.
You only? Here it comes.
Okay, you only.
Uno, dos, tres, muchacho.
Uno, dos, 3, 4.
Hey, you know what? I don't need to click right now.
You know,
that's true.
We're
listening. Mike is brilliant, isn't he? He did every instrument.
That's the piano I just got.
celestial, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré. Pocos días faltan y cansado estaré, ya volaré. Mundo lleno de alegría, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré. Volaré, oh gloria, volaré en la mañana al morir, aleluya, pasaré, ya volaré.
So it's against him. Too bad you got so big sanctuary. That's all you know.
I'm gonna get rid of those while we're here. Go ahead and clean them a little bit, huh?
2,000 times all over the world and
Randy,
never
would
in
you say
any other language. And I'm going, what? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
This should cut
But the
better.
production of it.
That's better. It's all dark. Well,
I'm looking for my glass.
when you're ready, because this is the way the macaroni is done.
It's the number one tempo.
Actually, I have no idea what that dance was. I think it's new. I think that's gonna be big.
Greg Roller dance.
That's gonna be big.
He previewed it.
It's this part, and slow. I'll have to slow it down because that was so fast.
You take his,
That's the part you may not have caught, because in fast motion,
I think this is
the frames might not have been able to catch it as fast as that was.
overlooked.
See?
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
It's like capturing Bruce Lee, you know?
Where's Debbie? Where's she at?
Wait, she went to the restroom.
Okay, we
Let
want to
me,
get pictures.
now,
Debbie,
which one died?
You just dial it in and you press
We'll
that
get
button
Greg
right
in
there.
here. Where's
Dial
she
it in.
at?
You know how
What
to
a
do
time
this.
to take a leak.
You know how to do this.
I feel like I'm sweating.
Randy,
Okay.
Is anyone else hot?
I'm going to take a picture of you two. It's going to be on Facebook.
No.
I'm fine.
Oh, I can put
Come
you
on.
I can put you on
Come on.
video on Facebook.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I gotta get wait a minute.
Are you calling me again?
Is that me?
No, I
Ring.
can't find my phone.
Or is
It's
that,
the camera.
no, that's somebody else.
Let me
Your
get one
camera
here.
starts ringing during a picture. That's it.
I know it's not mine.
You gotta
I
be
read
Gary.
all of his tweets.
Gotta be Gary.
Dr. Rock or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Grandpa Rock. All right, come on, Grandpa.
I'm going to look upon
where's
you
she
in
at?
my
Where's she
stallion.
Well, I want you in this for the
I know, but I
Facebook,
want
the
her
tweeter.
to-
We
Well,
wanted
we
Debbie
aren't
in
done
there.
yet.
Debbie's got to be
This is
in
the
here.
tweeter.
Wait a minute. Let me. I like
I
them both.
don't
I like
know.
them both equal.
You want-
Underwear.
You have to look very Hispanic.
Okay, just a minute.
Oy vey. Oh,
Wait.
that's wrong.
Oh, mucho good.
Okay. One more. Hold on. Oh, everybody, you guys look so serious.
Boogie.
Okay.
We are Hispanic sexy men.
Wait a minute. Wait till she gets here now. We got to do this.
Wait, where's our camera, Gary?
I don't even have one.
I'll put a little light on the
I don't
subject.
know, honey.
I
I know
noticed
they gotta
that.
go.
That's quite a light on top of that thing.
Yeah, it's a TV lights.
Hey, think about this. We're
Use
going
that
to
in
do
a
this.
stadium if they.
Could you do phonetically? You think you could learn to do it in Korean if we had some Korean people? Like there's a big Korean church up in Springfield, and I met the lady who's a translator and the
Well, you
piano
all had
player
a
and the
gal
music
that was
director.
real
You
good.
could
We'd
do that.
we'd have to put some time into it, but I think
I know,
we could.
but if you go to see Cho, you could sell
It'd be-
100,000
Oh, it'd
CDs
be worth it
over
for us
there.
to do.
Right?
I
to
think
do-
this is the best idea he's come up with.
Yeah,
yet,
this is pretty.
By having this,
hot.
now Georgia
We're gonna
Cootie, you ever heard of Georgia Cootie? He's the #1 movie star and the #1 singing star in all of Africa. And he's in Kenya. He called me up about 4 years ago, wanted to produce him, and he just couldn't come up with the money. Well, out of all this is going on, about what, 4 days ago, he called me up and he says, I'm in
Happy
Washington,
New Year.
D.C., and I got the money now. And so I told him what I was doing and all, and he said, I said, we want to do a reggae version, and he says, I can sing Swahili. So we do reggae in Swahili. And he said there's singers in St. Louis and Kansas City that can sing in Swahili. I mean, by the time we get through with this, if you had
Go to
English,
Friends Forever
Spanish,
TV.
Swahili, and reggae, and you had Korean, this
Can I write
song,
something
I mean, and
profound
I really
on
believe
you?
that this particular
Oh,
track,
profound.
we have right here,
Yeah, here's a
minus the
Sharpie.
lead
Yeah, I was
vocal,
gonna walk
could
over
sell
here
as
and
many
do
as
it.
Because it's
200,000
going to be painted in a
tracks.
couple weeks, so we got to get it on there.
Don't you think, Ed?
I got all kinds of Sharpies.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
well, Michael's
You got
just
to
an
with all
animal,
this
man.
stuff.
He's
Yeah,
an
that's
I
animal.
like the long-term plans.
Koreans
for
would like that
untalented
version, that
people.
track,
That
along
was
with their
pretty clever.
Yeah,
their language.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I mean.
I
You
looked at
wouldn't
that
have to
wall
do it
back
in
there.
You wouldn't have to do it in Korean, eh?
Korean.
No.
Well,
And if I wanted
I
to,
would paint
if
around
I
it,
wanted
you know.
to just do something
nah, I'm
on
mudding
some of the
over
verses,
it. This
I
is
could add a
going to be all
color tone.
Caribbean down,
Right.
bamboo
You know,
everywhere.
you know,
It's going to be
and-
sweet. That's why
you know
you
what I
see
mean?
those. I
Did you guys saw it
bamboo
sign
that
the wall?
whole wall.
Can I make a
Sign
suggestion?
the wall.
Wall of
Debbie.
wisdom.
If you bring
Did
cameras,
Debbie
I
leave
mean,
town
you
or
can't-
what?
You can't use these lights, but these lights right here, but you see
Debbie.
the glare
Debbie.
of the window back here? It's literally glaring the window
From the camera.
for the camera.
Well, those light, I can't. I mean, those are double windows
Yeah.
for a purpose, and
Oh
they're
yeah, definitely.
terrible for shooting cameras.
I know. Well, I can even clean it up even more than that. Computer.
This one's really going to be bad. I still got another wall and windows, so there'll be 3 windows between us and the drum room before I'm done. So I know you can't see. And the sad part is I turn the lights down on the people singing because they don't like to be that lit up.
Right.
So
I
it's-
work with people all over the
I mean,
United
you can
States.
see how low the lighting is on the singers because they hate. Some of them even turn that
But you
off.
know,
Oh,
I
I
think
know.
Al Brumley Jr. is a lot like Gary.
You
I work with all the Southern gospel groups across the United
You know,
States.
Do you?
just throwing this out.
Not in the studio.
Well,
Give it a chance. I'll be in the studio.
and I don't know how
group
to
to
do
ever
low
record
glare
on
windows. Maybe they make them.
I know, yeah.
But
They
I
do.
Well,
They're very expensive.
I went with
They
these
come
lights
through here, it
here
wouldn't hurt
to
to put
try to
them on
keep
the
the
course.
direct
That's
lighting
right.
off of the
That's right.
window
On the English
because
They were the
Job
first
like
group
Valve,
to
and
ever.
the only
Anything
one
you
them
can
sing
turn
They were
off
the first
and
gospel
record.
They were the first gospel
Ever
group
to
ever
record.
for a
recorded.
video.
The original Chuck Ray.
The
Yeah.
only-
Yeah.
Albert Brumley gave it, sent
There's
it.
none of them
They had
left.
already sent it
Hey,
out,
Greg,
and
don't
nobody
go.
took it.
No,
He sold it for about
that
30.
would
wanted
work.
it-
That would
yeah,
work.
he
Okay,
wanted
we
it
gotta
on
get a
the shelf
picture,
for
Debbie, come on.
16 years. And then they sent it to the
Yeah.
Chuck Wagon
So
gang.
if somebody's video, if
Debbie,
I
come on,
can do
hurry.
that today, they're looking
They gotta
for
go.
lyrics.
Right. Well,
Okay.
these lights right here
Feature.
wouldn't have.
Feature time.
Feature time. Feature
Feature time again. Feature time again.
Picture time
Okay.
again.
Becky,
Oh,
feature
it's
one more
weird.
time.
Come on, Greg.
You guys are
Get
the
in there,
singers and the producer.
Oh, baloney.
Get in
Get
there.
in
You're
here.
the
Get in
engineer,
here.
though. You're
Get over
important.
here.
Engineer.
Engineer.
I'm doing the Garrett
Engineer.
walk. Time to go to bed walk.
Okay. All right.
Uno, dos, tres,
All right, everybody, come on.
4, 5, 1.
Well, that's good.
4, 5, 1.
Great picture.
Did you take yours?
I don't have.
Is that a still or are we on
It's
video?
out.
Oh, you on video?
Oh,
Gracias,
Well,
hermano.
then.
Facebook.
We don't have a camera.
Here,
I can't even think of one
Here,
word
hold
in
on.
Spanish except
Everybody
alto.
hold right where you are.
Hold on.
Alto, el baño de
That
la
means
pants.
stop, doesn't it? And alto means stop.
Okay. Now you have to send this to me.
Chili today,
Oh,
hot
my
tamale.
Oh, okay. Hey, oh, that'll be good.
Alto. C. He asked me one day, he says, what note is that? And I
That's
said,
great.
C.
Oh, yeah.
When it's in the key of
That's
F.
great.
And I said, C. He said, I
Oh, I
know.
said, is that an
He
F?
said,
And
I
he
know,
I'm
said
going to get my
C.
scrapbook put together of everybody.
So I changed it to a C. And what he meant was
Okay.
yes.
Okie dokie.
Funny.
Smokey?
All right. You're out of here.
Stop letting anything in other than my keys and my phone.
Good to see you guys again.
Gary Sanford.
Congratulations on the.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Can't
you for
wait
saying
to
that.
See you.
When are you coming back?
Are you leaving again tomorrow?
Yes, I'm leaving
When are you coming
tomorrow. We will be back for a couple of days the first week of February.
When are you, and so that's it, huh?
And then
Until
we're
we
gonna-
get here, we're going to do his life, our
Right.
small version at Tri-Lakes.
Tri-Lakes.
9 days of
okay.
Easter.
We'll be here
Right
the
here.
last
That
half
goes
of
right up
March
into
and
the
the first
rest.
week of April.
Nice.
We'll be
Okay.
here.
So
I'll get
I'm
some
at
stuff.
Delaware
This
21st.
looks
I'll get some
man.
stuff.
Coffee.
I know.
Looks like-
I was doing my hair. I dyed
Doing
it.
video.
In the
And I was
meantime,
doing
if I can
this,
find
and
it out,
it's a
coordinate
shot.
it,
SG and stuff.
genetically put out
It
there.
looks like
I'm sure they
Korean.
got great singers.
I saw
up there.
that too.
Oh, they do.
Have you been there?
Korea.
The Korean church up there?
They're, see, the deal is they emphasize education, and so they've got all these educated vocalists and instrumentalists and musicians, and I mean, it's all about.
So if I can get them,
Hey, I was
get
picking
some
on
of
you.
them and get them to
Good.
write it
I
down
saw that.
phonetically, you could be
Hey, I'm waiting for you to.
and have one of
respond
them
back, I
voice
suppose, you know.
track.
He
I
doesn't
don't
have
respond
time.
too
He's
often.
going.
Certainly could.
I don't get on Facebook
I
very
don't
often.
either.
Mostly I tweet.
Okay, God bless.
Then,
God bless.
then everybody
It was funny.
Greg? Thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you
See ya.
again.
Take care.
The appendage is a little freaky.
Hey, Randy. Yeah, I write screenplay.
Deborah.
It's
Yes.
Return Back to Betty.
Be willing to sing on the
Okay.
video
Lord brings the
Sunday
camera back
from 5 to
his time.
6.
Sure.
Maybe 2 songs. I mean, for sure.
Oh,